So let's talk about assignments now. There are 5 different assignment types in Gradescope. And when you come into the assignments page, if you haven't created any assignments yet, there's a button in the middle of the screen that says create assignment. If you have already created assignments, that button's down at the bottom. So when I create assignments, I see the 5 different assignment types. And if I click on each of them, it's going to give me a little bit of information about what the assignment type is. And there's a learn more link that links out to the help documentation that I'll talk more about in a little while. But I'm going to talk through all 5 of these, and then I'm going to demonstrate a couple of them. So the exam quiz type of assignment was designed for, a templated thing that you hand out in class. This is, generally where you are handing them a test. There's places on the page for them to write the answers. And then, probably then you're collecting them and scanning them in and adding them to Gradescope. The idea of using this type in a remote workflow is it's not as great for remote, because you can provide the students with the blank copy of the test, but if you wanted them to print it out and write the answers and then scan it and upload it, the problem is that most students don't have printers, which is something that surprised me at first as people were telling me this, but I'm consistently told students don't have printers. So it's not that you can't use exams and quizzes when you're in a remote scenario. It's just you might have to find some creative workaround. So as I talk about the second type, the homework problem set type, this could be used for exams and quizzes as well. So the homework problem set type of assignment was created with the idea that maybe you're going to give them a list of questions to answer, and they're going to answer those questions on their own paper, sort of free form. Maybe they'll type it, maybe they'll handwrite it. And it's designed with the idea that it can be variable length. So I'm going to walk you through this whole idea of a variable length assignment where you're giving them a list of questions. Student A might write a couple of sentences. Student B might write, a page and a half. Gradescope is flexible enough to accept those sort of varying amounts for each question and each answer. Like I said, I'm going to walk you through that whole thing. But the homework problem set, just because it's called a homework type, if you had an exam and you wanted the students to take it remotely, you could just give them a blank copy of the test and tell them just write the answers on your own paper. So you would just set it up as a homework set, even though it's an exam. Bubble sheet assignments in Gradescope are like Scantron style, but instead of needing actual Scantrons, they can use the template that Gradescope provides. It has, a place to fill in bubbles. Again, it's something that would be used more in the face-to-face because it requires a printout of that template. There's no way for them to fill in the bubbles online. Programming assignments, this is another thing that Gradescope was kind of built for. Programming teachers, people who teach anything involving coding. The functionality is really kind of awesome. It allows you to set up assignments for any programming language. It allows the instructor to create an auto grader where the teacher uploads some code, student code is compared to it and graded automatically. Also has a code similarity function where the student's code will be compared to each other's within the assignment to see if they work together. And then finally, there's the online assignment type, which is much like a quizzing tool in the LMS. So this functions a lot like quizzes in Blackboard or quizzes in Brightspace, where you're building a series of questions within the tool. The students are going to take and answer those questions fully online. So I will walk you through that assignment type at the end as well. You may notice the beta label. Don't let that throw you. It doesn't mean it doesn't function fully. It's just that we're still adding features to it. So we're calling it beta, but it works perfectly well.